So one of the most commonly asked questions I get is who is better, Dolly or the mystic stargazing chick? So in today's video, we're gonna get the answer. Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. So today's video, what we are doing, we are looking at a community made Google document where you can enter all of your heroes that you have into it, and it will give you a recommendation of what you should be doing between stargazing and summoning. Now I'm going to go over the document, and there's a bunch of things I want to mention before we start going through it. So just bear with me for a minute because there's a little bit going on. So if I go to this screen here, now the first thing that we have to do is go ahead and give the credits. So firstly, to Silver's Rayleigh over on Discord, he DM'd me with this and talked me through it, how he's made it, how it works, and all that stuff. And he put this together with Crazy Kyle over on Discord as well. So massive shout out to those two guys, put in a heap of work for this. Now the values they've used on basically ranking the heroes are based off of information that Linker, if you haven't checked out Linker's YouTube channel, I'll leave it linked in the description. I'll leave Linker linked. Hey, I've never said that. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the description. Link up, bunch of work. Anyway, him and his community have valued every hero in the game based on something that I think Shazam did ages ago for me, which was Shazam went through victory results from chapters, I can't remember what chapters Shazam did, but anyway, Linker and his community have done it for, I believe it's chapter 34 and above, for heroes that have been used in winning formations in the multiple team battles. So that's the way I understand it. If I got something wrong, I do apologize. Anything I do miss out, I will leave in a pinned comment if there's something I got wrong or something I missed out. So if you're curious, check down there. So I think that's all the credits and disclaimers out of the way. If I missed anyone, I really do apologize. And once again, it'll be in the pinned comment. Also, last thing I wanted to mention is that this is a really good, just overall broad view of how the game is and what to look at. It's not like you have to do this. You know, things will fluctuate. The data's like, even though they got the data from clearing, people could be just overpowered for it and using different heroes to skew what other people see them using and stuff like that. There's a lot of variables inside of this, but it's good nonetheless just to have a look at and have some fun with. And also, choose fun in the game over everything else. I always try and emphasize this point. People get sometimes too just sucked into analytics and stuff like that. It is a game. If you want to build something because it's fun, go nuts. I think that's the last of my disclaimers. Let's continue. Anyway, so what we have is over here, as you can see, what I might do is, if you want to use this, by the way, if you want to use this, it will be linked in the description. To use it, you have to make a copy. So you go file and then you go make a copy. That is how you're going to get in there and use it. Now, here is my copy, which I've entered the data from my free to play account. So we're going to go to this one. Basically over here, all the stuff down the bottom doesn't really matter. It just tells you here. It looks like it doesn't apply to stars on heroes. It's just the ascended. So you can see down the bottom for this section here, which is the normal factions. My head's probably in the way of the ascended one, but you know, if you have singles, they account for 1, epic plus is 2, legendaries 4, legendary plus is 4 copies. It's basically just the amount of copies you've used to get them to that point. Makes sense. And then down the other side, we do have the way you add up how many copies of Celestials and Hypergeeds you have. That's pretty much it. The rest of this here is just like just base info that you don't really have to pay attention to. So let's go over here. So what we see here is the value that from Linker's data, he has given each hero. Now, as you will, and this is very end game data, so this does not apply to the early game. Something like Lucius, who's an absolute beast for early game progression, you know, he doesn't get used. Shamira doesn't get used. Almost my boy with only a 1 value. Oh my god, even more speeding me out. But anyway, a little side note, I've got to get Linker on. We're gonna have to make a video talking about this. How has Rain overtaken my girl Gwyneth as the second best light bearer in the game? I don't know. And oh, that's the other thing. This is end game PvE. It will definitely change as more heroes come, updates come, changes come. So this is just like at a snapshot in time. And he said he'll try and update this as much as he can if the values get updated and stuff like that. So this is not like set in stone for the rest of time. It would have to be updated all the time, and it does not pertain to PvP. Like there's no PvP taken into this. It's just for what's used in campaign. Sorry, just wanted to get that disclaimer out of the way. But why is Rain sitting above my girl Gwyneth? It's not on. We got to sort this out. Anyway, so as you can see, values. Maulers suck. No one uses them. Light bearers suck except for Rowan. Graveborn, pretty balanced for the top few, you know, they're doing pretty well. And then we have Wilders. Once again, you've got your 3 core ones, Tassie, Euron, Leica, that populate very well. And then moving on in the campaign, the rest sort of drop off. Now, as we go across, we have the Celestial Hypergeans. As you can see, besides something like Rowan, who's sitting there at a 925 value, you get into the Celestial Hypergeans and they start putting some weight in. Now, when we are going to end up looking at the value of whether you should Stargaze or summon, he's put the disclaimer down here based on the, no, there was another disclaimer I saw. Anyway, I can't see it. I saw it in his document. But basically, it's only better if the document tells you that Stargazing is better for you. You've got to keep in mind that it's targeting the highest value Stargaze. So this data that I've entered, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now we'll go through it and then I'll show you what I should be doing, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to see if there's a way that he could put in what you want to Stargaze for and whether that is, if we can weight that somehow. So this would be based off me Stargazing for the twins because they have such a high value. I mean, Tayleen's pretty close behind too, but on my free-to-play account, I'm actually Stargazing for Lucretia. So, you know, we'll have to see how that pans out. But anyway, I'll ask some questions. But basically what happens here is I've gone through my free-to-play account, looked at all my factions, entered in the values, as you can see, the copies of each hero that I have. It then goes and calculates, you know, the overall value of what you have in your account. And then keep in mind, you have to enter the values of all the Celestials and Hypergeans you have as well. And then what it's going to give you is up the top of it, it's going to give you values, which this green and red bar will be adjusted as you do it. So as you enter values, for instance, if I had 8 daemons, you'll see here, it puts the value of normal summoning down even further because we already got that. And it does take into account on Stargaze, there is the chance, it uses average values stated in the game for the calculations, and it takes into account 30,000 diamond pools on Stargaze and also faction cards. So there's a lot that went into this. So yeah, it pretty much goes like that. Enter in all your stuff and you can see the adjusted average value of Stargazing is higher than my adjusted value of normal summonings, which indicates that I should be normal summoning. However, like I said, that is based on me summoning the twins because it's the highest value one there, but I'm actually doing Lucretia, who is much lower value, which I believe would bring it down. So that's the one thing I'm going to see if he can do in here, is add in a selection of who you would be Stargazing for, because I feel like that would really impact the decision on whether you should. However, if you are Stargazing for something other than twins or Taylene, which are the 2 optimal ones, I feel like you're doing it because you want to and it's fun, in which case fun always outweighs mathematics every day of the week in a game. So keep that in mind too. And once again, don't Stargaze for Aziz, don't Stargaze for Thalia, Flora, Wukong, just pretty standard stuff because you can get them from shops. So don't be doing that, please. Even though Aziz is pretty high rated, don't be doing it. But anyway, I hope that kind of makes sense, the way it works. Let's just go back to the overall one. So basically, look at your account, enter in the copies of everything you have. Remember, you got to make a copy of this file to be able to enter. You can't actually enter anything into this one that I'm going to leave linked. But yeah, enter in all your copies of everything that you have, and then basically look at the top, and then look at the green or red bar. If the green bar is longer, you should do normal summons. If the red bar is longer, you should Stargaze for what I'm going to say is the twins or Taylene. I mean, they're pretty close, so you can do either. I still prefer Taylene. I think she helps more in the early game progression, but if you're up to that chapter 34, this is what you're going to be looking at, because that is pretty much the meta we're going through. But once again, I can't confirm this is like 100% correct. Like, this is your Bible. I just thought it was a really cool thing that some people may enjoy entering their data in and having a look. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.